Hey everyone, I'm the Anime Watcher, and today I spend 48-hour rewatching every episode of Attack on Titan from Season 1 to the final season, and found 96 detail that you may or may not have seen before. To not waste any of your time, let's get into the juicy detail. Detail number 1. One reason why Eren can only transform 2 or 3 times in a day, while Pyek seems to be able to transform infinitely, is that her Titan is smaller and consumes less energy than the Attack Titan, as it can only transform once per day. And its will lose energy if the person transforms for too long. Its will become skinnier because it's take a lot of energy. And the second time, it will become thinner and weaker. Detail number 2. At the end of the story, the animator shows that another person found the tree hole that Ymir fell into and became a Titan by the spine creature. The question is, if another person falls into that hole again and meets the spine creature, will the whole Titan thing come back again? The answer is no, that spine creature is the source of all life forms. This spine creature can do much more than just a Titan. But its power was limited by Ymir's imagination and needs. Even the looping desert land that was stuck between life and death was also Ymir's imagination. So, if this spine creature ends up in somebody else who knows what they will create based on their imagine and need. Detail number 3. In this scene, when one of the Beast Titans kidnapped Armin, it used its tongue to put in Armin's mouth to prevent him from biting himself and transforming. The animator did this for marketing purposes because they knew the dirty-minded fans would make thousands of memes about this. Detail number 4. In this scene, notice that Zeke didn't even have to transform into the Beast Titan to control the mindless Titan, just like Eren controlled his past self. Basically, all abnormals can use their power in their human form, and that's why Reiner is so strong and can lift a whole Titan that is twice as big as him. Detail number 5. It was a heartbreaking moment for many fans when Sasha breathed her last in Season 4. But the truth is, Sasha had already cheated death once. She was meant to die in that heroic scene when she rescued the little girl from the village, but the animator persuaded the creator to spare her life for another season because everyone adored Sasha so much. Detail number 6. Have you ever wondered why their clothes are still on every time they transform into Titans? Shouldn't the flesh of the Titan rip their clothes off? Well, the reason is because the power of the Titan is converted from the atmosphere and air around them. It does not come out from their body. And that logic comes from Ymir's imagination, remember? All of the Titan powers work in that way because Ymir thought in that way. If she imagined that the flesh of the Titan came out from their body and ripped their clothes off, the power would work in that way, just like her thought. Detail number 7. Ymir's death was not the end of her existence. She still lives on in a mysterious realm that transcends time and space, as shown by Zeke and Ymir emerging from Eren's Titan bone. If Zeke can escape from this realm and face Levi's wrath, then Ymir can also return to the world of the living if she chooses to. After all, she possesses a power that is beyond anyone's comprehension. Detail number 8. Another clue that hinted at Reiner and Bertolt being Titans was in Season 2 in the castle scene. When Ymir was about to transform into the Jaw Titan, everyone was shocked, but we noticed that Bertolt was ready to bite his hand to transform and fight Ymir. Detail number 9. In this scene, the animators subtly hinted at Eren Yeager being a Titan, because when he hit his head during the training session, there was smoke coming out from his head. This was because his Titan ability was automatically healing him, but we mistook it for a funny animation. But after watching this video, you will realize that nothing is random in Attack on Titan. Detail number 10. His Steam Titan was not the only thing that they hinted at. Another obvious clue was his dream at the beginning of Episode 1, but it happened so fast that we might have missed it. If you take a closer look at that dream, you'll notice that it foreshadowed the whole end of the season. You can see the silhouette of the colossal Titan breaking the wall, the Titan devouring his mother, and the whole attack on Shiganshina. Detail number 11. While Commander 𝐷𝗫𝐿 challenges him to a game of chess, the king, indifferent to the danger and suffering of his people, casually reaches for a cookie. But he does not take one from the edge of the plate as a courteous person would. He grabs one from the center, showing his greed and arrogance. Detail number 12. In this heartbreaking scene, when Armin tells this girl to stop saving her boyfriend's life, it might seem to the audience that she should keep trying because he might be alive. Why does Armin yell at her with such a horrible expression? Well, it's because in the manga version of this scene, her boyfriend's body was ripped in half. That's why Armin yells at her like that. They just changed the scene to make it less bloody in the anime. That's why this scene doesn't make much sense. I think this scene could have been more impactful and emotional for the audience if they had kept the original. Detail number 13. This scene reveals that the Ackerman clan were Asian people, not because they had black hair, but because of their culture. The thing that her mother taught her to do was a tradition seen in some Asian countries, like China. Detail number 14. The existence of Marley. We all know about Marley and what they did to the Eldians on Paradise Island, but you might not have noticed that they already hinted at the existence of Marley in the very first episode. Just go back to the title card at the first episode and you will literally see the nation of Marley and the wall that they inject and push the Eldians off to become Titans. Detail number 15. Do you know why Levi's drinking style is different from everyone else's? Some people point out that it is because he is an Ackerman, which is an Asian clan. Another reason is that when he was young and living in the underground city, he once bought a cup of black tea and the teacup's handle was too old. It broke and spilled it all over him, so he stopped using the handle since then. Detail number 16. In the battle to protect Eren's Titan form from being devoured, we can see this Titan again. But wait a minute, this Titan had already been killed in the building in this scene when Armin came up with a clever plan to kill 7 Titans at once. So this might be a minor mistake by the animators, or the Titan just has an identical twin. Detail number 17. When they were on the mission outside the wall led by Commander Erwin Smith, notice that only his horse was white, while everyone else had the same brown horse. The white color symbolizes the leader. Detail number 18. Do you remember the kid who bullied Eren in the first episode? When the Colossal Titan appeared, that kid was literally crushed by a giant rock. The creator of Attack on Titan is so against bullying that he had to kill him early on. We can tell by his look that he probably got bullied a lot in school, just like some of you who have no girlfriend and are obsessed with female anime characters. Detail number 19. In this scene, Annie cracked Reiner's head, but he could regenerate it back instantly, just like Eren grew his tooth back. But Reiner had more experience, and he could heal faster. Just look at the smoke that came out of his body. It was his own smoke, not the female Titan's smoke. Detail number 20. When they were on the mission to lure the female Titan, we can spot some high mountains, but notice that Armin did not even know what a mountain was. He called it a giant rock that we would never climb to the top. The animators should have drawn the mountains a little smaller to match the accuracy of the storyline. Detail number 21. A minute into the first episode, they shows a group of scouts getting ready to kill a Titan. But if you look closely, you'll see that it's not Erwin who is leading them. It's 𝐒𝐫, Eren's future instructor. Back when the wall was first breached, Keith was the commander, not Erwin. Detail number 22. When Annie was surrounded by the Titans in the forest, they tore off her skin and exposed her human form. But if you watch carefully, you will see that Annie managed to escape in a single frame. It was too quick, and we might have missed it at that time. She had hidden her equipment inside her Titan body, so it was easy for her to slip away. Detail number 23. Both Eren and Grisha's Attack Titan have pointy ears, while Eren Kruger has normal ears. The form of the Titan depends on their genetics, so it makes sense that Eren's Titan form is similar to his father's. Detail number 24. Some people may think that Levi's original Special Ops squad consisted of 5 people, but I found out that there were actually 6 members, including Levi Ackerman and the one who died in the beginning. But what's more interesting is that Petra was the only female member in the squad. Detail number 25. The reason why all the Rice family members did the same thing when they had the founding Titan power is because they were raised well. They were all good people who were willing to sacrifice their own nation's freedom to avoid the war that would cost millions of lives. But Eren was just a random depressed kid who had nothing special except a dream. He was just doing what most people who love their nation to death would do. And that's what made Eren relatable. People who were raised in a luxurious house, studied in a private school, woke up and had a lot of food on the table would never know this feeling. Only people who had to fight and work so hard for what they wanted and always got treated unfairly in the society could understand that mindset. People who were willing to sacrifice their own family for their nation were rare nowadays. Some smart-ass kids these days, when they made enough money, they moved out of their country and did not fix their country. Worse than that, they even posted on social media that they were proud of it. They were proud to leave their shitty country behind. Detail number 26. Notice that Captain Levi trusts Jean Kirstein to join this mission to capture Annie, and not any other of Eren's friends. This is because Jean is bad at hiding his feelings, so Captain Levi sees him as a good person. Moreover, he looks similar enough to Eren to disguise as him compared to others, so they have to bet on him that he is on their side, without any choice. Detail number 27. Did you notice that when the Archbishop made people pray to the god of the wall during the female Titan's attack on 𝐵𝐶, the way they stood in a circle was symbolic? They formed 3 concentric circles representing the 3 walls. This was a very clever detail. Even the Archbishop's necklace had 3 lines, like the 3 walls. He was obsessed with the wall cult and its secrets. Detail number 28. When Eren starts trash-talking Mikasa. As we all know, he made Mikasa cry, but when I played the scene a bit more slowly, I noticed this moment. If you look closely, Eren was actually on the verge of tears, and his expression is very similar to the expression in the last episode. This is because he was controlling this moment from the future. Detail number 29. Their religion is not completely fake. Their god is actually real, but not a he, but a she. She is Ymir, who get her power from the giant worm shape that has ability beyond human. They call it creator of all life form and the first life form ever created in the universe. Detail number 30. In the epic battle between the female Titan and the attack Titan in 𝐵𝐶, we can see a remarkable detail. She almost topples a building over, making it lean to one side. This is also inspired by a famous real-life building called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Detail number 31. Did you know that the cart Titan looks like this? But the first time that the cart Titan was introduced in the anime, it had a different design. Moreover, 𝐵𝐿 was originally a male character, but then Isayama changed 𝐵𝐿 to a beautiful female because he thought it would make people less hateful towards her, you know. Detail number 32. Notice Gene Kirstein's words when he says to Armin, "If the only way to win is to turn all of us into monsters, we don't deserve to win." This is the complete opposite of what Eren does for them at the end of the story. He makes the Eldian people win by making them not monsters but heroes who try to stop him from destroying the world. Detail number 33. You may not have noticed, but Annie did not age at all when she trapped herself inside the crystal, which preserved her body and mind in a state of stasis. This made her younger than her friends when she came back out in Season 4, creating a contrast between her and the others who had grown older and changed. Detail number 34. Some people may confuse the Colossal Titan and the Titans that are trapped in the wall. If you pay attention to this scene, you will see that the Colossal Titan is much bigger than those mindless Titans who are embedded in the wall. Just look at the height difference between Bertolt and the wall. His shoulder is already higher than the wall. Detail number 35. They gave us a hint about who the main character is in the intro song already. 8 people standing among the dead corpses. But did you notice that these 8 people are the only main characters who survive until Season 4? This is a brilliant foreshadowing of who will live and who will die throughout the series, but we might have overlooked it the first time we watched it. Detail number 36. When the Titans breached Wall Maria, we saw them use a very unique ship to evacuate people from Wall Maria to Wall Rose. But did you notice that their ship was unlike any other ship that we have seen? It used a long steel cable to move the ship from the top. Remember, these people had never known or seen the sea before, so they did not understand the concept of ship propellers. This showed that humans could create any technology based on their living habitat. Detail number 37. When Sasha came to save this little girl from the Titan, we saw that she didn't even move at all, as if she was too shocked by what happened. The reason is that the Titan that was eating her mother in front of her was her dad. She was too small and had never seen a Titan before in her life, so she was shocked and frozen there because she thought her dad was eating her mother and she didn't know how to react. Detail number 38. Isayama did not plan for Armin and Nifa to look this similar. It just happened by accident as he was drawing her. But it's canon that Armin and Nifa are aware that they look alike because their friends mention the similarities all the time. Detail number 39. The tragic fate of the Titan shifters is that they have a shortened lifespan and die around age 30. This is because they inherit the curse of Ymir, the first Titan who died at that age. Her descendants who received her Titan powers had to follow the same destiny as her, and whoever ate their flesh would gain their abilities and continue the curse. Detail number 40. Eren was supposed to be blonde like Armin, but since Isayama created Eren's character based on himself, he made Eren's whole family have black hair to give a similar look to him. Moreover, he said he knew he had to draw Eren a lot, so black hair was easier to draw than blonde hair. Detail number 41. Did you know that Aaron's Attack Titan body was inspired by a real martial artist? His muscular physique and fighting style were based on Yushin Okami, a Japanese mixed martial artist who competed in the UFC. Detail number 42. Did you know that Aaron's desire to go beyond the walls actually stems from Isayama's childhood? He grew up in a village surrounded by mountains, and he always wanted to see what was on the other side of the mountains. Isayama put the same yearning in Irene's character, and I gotta say, it fits pretty well into the show. Isayama originally planned to have everybody die at the end of AOT, but when the manga blew up in popularity, he changed his mind so that fans wouldn't be too sad. I think it's fair to say that most fans still disliked his revised ending. Detail number 43. Notice that the reason why Eren cannot transform at his will is actually simpler than you thought. As you can see, these titans did not move at night because their power source is sunlight. So, in this scene, Eren could not transform because Captain Levi put him in a well that had no sunlight. Also, in this scene, he could not transform not because he felt pity for Annie or something, but because he was underground with no sunlight. One more important thing is that every abnormal titan needs a clear sky for the yellow lightning to strike on them when they transform. So, the way they kept Aryan in an underground cell was such a smart choice. But they can still transform at night and underground if they have been a titan for many years and have a lot of experience. Just like Eren did in Season 4. Detail number 44. For more than 200 years, no one ever had two titan powers at the same time. But then the writer decided that this random kid who had anger issues must have not two, but three different titan powers at the same time, which are the Attack Titan, the Founding Titan, and the Warhammer Titan. He was the most powerful and unpredictable Titan shifter in history. Detail number 45. In Season 2, Episode 4, when the Beast Titan controls those Titans to attack them, we saw a random Titan attack its own kind. But why? It was not even an abnormal. Well, it was because this Titan was a normal Titan, and the one who got attacked was controlled by the Beast Titan, so it smelled the scent of Zeke on him. That's why it attacked. Detail number 46. You may not know this, but Ymir was actually the Jaw Titan. When she agreed to go with Bertolt and Reiner, she was giving up her life to the other soldier in Marley to eat her and steal the Jaw Titan power back. She sacrificed herself to save the lives of her friends and to repay her debt to Reiner and Bertolt. Detail number 47. They did not show it in the anime, but Armin holds a record for who his very first kill was, and it's because his first kill was a human. So, the three main characters, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren, have a record of killing a human before even killing a Titan. The only difference is that Eren killed two instead of one. Detail number 48. Isayama actually got the inspiration for her character design from a villain in another anime called Hunter x Hunter. Levi was based on a character called Biscuit Kruger, and you can definitely see how similar they look. Detail number 49. Notice that Ymir did not live in this generation. She actually came from an ancient time because when she talked about her Titan life outside the wall, she said she slept for too long until the dirt covered her. And when she regained consciousness, she was actually in the real god Ymir's realm, because there is no desert sea on the island. Detail number 50. In this scene, Eren stood under the sunlight, but he still could not transform into a Titan. But why? It was because the future Eren used his power to stop him from transforming. He did that to let him touch the royal bloodline and make him realize that he had the power of the Founding Titan. He wanted to show him the memories of the past and the future, and to influence his decisions. Detail number 51. In the first opening of Season 2, we can see a close-up of the key that Eren wears around his neck, which was given to him by his father. However, the key also has a hidden detail that is only visible in the opening. On the handle of the key, there is a small inscription that reads 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤, which is the German spelling of Eren's surname. Detail number 52. Isayama once revealed who the most fashionable person in all of AOT was. It was not Historia, and it definitely was not this guy. It was actually Armin's identical twin from earlier Nifa. Detail number 53. The reason why Historia suddenly regained all her memories is because she touched Eren, which allowed her to use the Founder Titan's power to unlock her own memories. Detail number 54. The reason why the old king, who had the Founding Titan, respected the Ackermans was because he could not use his power to control or erase their memory. He could only use the power on the original Eldian people, and Captain Levi was also an original Ackerman blood. Detail number 55. Did you know that the reason why the Beast Titan was good at throwing rocks was not because that was his special power at all? Remember, the Beast Titan's special power is to turn Eldian people into Titans. So the reason why he was good at throwing rocks was because Zeke liked to play catch with this guy. When he was young, as we can see by the way he stood before he threw the rock like someone who plays baseball. Detail number 56. Did you notice the irony of Marley's hatred for the Eldians? They despise the Eldians for using the power of the Titans to attack their ancestors thousands of years ago, but they did the same thing to other nations in the present. They exploited the Titan powers for their own benefit, while oppressing and discriminating the Eldians. They were hypocritical and cruel, and they feared the revenge of the Eldians. Detail number 57. When Porco was infiltrating Paradise in Season 4, Episode 16, he was wearing a garrison uniform. But just 3 episodes later, in Episode 19, he had changed into a Scout Regiment uniform shortly before his death. Detail number 58. Did you know that the Attack on Titan characters don't shower as much as we do in the real world? It's because they live in a culture that doesn't mind body odor. The only exception is Levi. He hates anything that is dirty or stinky, and that's why he always orders his team to clean everywhere they go. Even his kills are smooth and clean all the time. Detail number 59. In this scene in the bunker room, when Eren said to Reiner that he was the reason why his mother died, Eren knew exactly that it was not Reiner's fault, because he had already caught up to his future self and knew that he was the one who sent the Titan to eat his mother by himself. And that's also why the series jumped to this period, because from this time on, Eren was in his present. He could still look up to his future, but it was real time for him now. He was in full control of his power. Detail number 60. GTA and Attack on Titan have a lot more in common than you might think. Did you know that Isayama, the creator of Attack on Titan, was a huge fan of GTA 5? He used to play it a lot in his spare time. Isayama decided to base Kenny's personality and appearance on him. The resemblance is uncanny once you see them side by side. Detail number 61. I noticed some hidden references to real life. For example, the Eldians who were living in Marley were treated horribly. They were not considered human, could not leave their own zone, and had to wear armbands so that they could be identified. This reminds me of how the Jews were treated in World War II. Detail number 62. If you look at the top 10 graduates from the 104th Trainee Squad, you'll notice that Ymir didn't make it. And that's actually a big deal. Ymir was way more talented than Historia, who was the 10th highest ranking graduate. But during the final week of training, Ymir purposely started slacking off. She did this so that Historia would make it into the top 10 graduates and be able to join the military police. She must have been so annoyed when Historia chose to join the Survey Corps instead. Detail number 63. You might be wondering why Annie emerged from her crystal in this scene. The truth is she had the ability to break out of it all along, but she chose not to because she knew she couldn't fight the Survey Corps by herself. However, in this scene, she realized that she was safe to come out because she heard Eren's broadcast to all the Eldians. She understood what he was planning to do with the rumbling and decided to act. Her only goal was to see her father again before he was killed by the colossal Titans. Detail number 64. Did you know that Falco's character was inspired by Isayama's favorite character from the hit show Breaking Bad? Falco and Jesse share some physical traits such as their blonde hair and blue eyes, but they also have similar personalities. Detail number 65. Isayama revealed who the strongest person in the 104th Cadet Corps was, but he didn't do it on purpose. In an interview, he said that if the entire 104th Cadet Corps had an arm wrestling competition, Reiner would place second, only behind Mikasa Ackerman. This is just another reminder that Mikasa is a next-level fighter. Detail number 66. Did you ever imagine what would happen if the Avengers met the Titans? Well, you don't have to, because Attack on Titan had an official crossover with Marvel before. The crossover was called Attack on Avengers, and it featured popular superheroes like Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Black Widow fighting against the colossal creatures. Detail number 67. Even though fans show that they hate that 80% of people had to die, but deep down inside, a lot of people would do the same thing as Eren did just to save their nation. And I'm not surprised if a lot of people had the original idea, like Isayama, to kill off every human on Earth based on how many depressed people there are nowadays. Sometimes we think the world is on the edge of doom and we wish that all humans would die, but I can confidently tell you that it's not doomed. There are a lot of beautiful sides of society that you haven't seen because you are so blinded by your own perspective that it almost makes you drown. Detail number 68. The inspiration for Erwin's actual character came from a German military man named Erwin Rommel. He was accused of attempting to assassinate Adolf Hitler and was forced to take cyanide. Detail number 69. Did you know that Ymir is the only openly gay character in the anime? Or should I say lesbian? I won't use any long pronouns because I don't want to waste your time. Isayama doesn't play that game because he lives in a country that hasn't been influenced by the new woke culture yet. Detail number 70. Armin's birthday is on November 3rd, and it suits him well because in Japan, the day is celebrated as Culture Day, a national holiday that promotes academics and culture. Armin is known for his intelligence and curiosity, as well as his love for books and history. Detail number 71. On average, Levi only sleeps around 2-3 hours a day. It's thought that he suffers from insomnia, according to Isayama. Detail number 72. There is a reason why so many cadets fail their training. They cannot master the use of their ODM gear. ODM gear is so expensive, but nobody who stole ODM gear can get away with it, because it's so hard to use. And did you know Levi is the only character who stole ODM gear and knew how to use it right away? Detail number 73. Erwin Smith is one of the most handsome characters in the entire AOT show, but why is he still single? The answer is that he has chosen to sacrifice his personal life for his duty. He knows that his job is too risky, and he could die at any moment, so he does not want to leave behind a grieving family. Detail number 74. Mikasa was the first character that Isayama came up with when he was initially developing Attack on Titan. That's why he made her so badass. She might be the woman of his dreams. You know, an introvert person often has a very similar ideal type of crush. A girl who doesn't talk much, kind and smart, but weak and deeply caring and loving them. Just like Mikasa does to Eren Yeager. Isayama literally put his personality and detail number 75. According to the statistics from the Attack on Titan guidebook, Hong and Zeke are the two smartest characters in the series. Some people might think that Armin is the smartest, and he is indeed very clever. But in terms of knowledge, he is not even close to Commander Erwin, let alone Zeke, who lived outside the wall and had access to more information. Armin is good at solving problems that are in front of his face, which makes him a great investigator or planner. But he does not have the guts to sacrifice some people for the greater good, like Commander Erwin did. Detail number 76. Did you ever wonder what happened to Armin's parents? In the anime, it was never actually revealed. According to the Attack on Titan encyclopedia, Armin's parents were executed after attempting to leave the walls, and only his grandpa was left to raise him. But he died of old age, so Armin lived alone at his house and had no adult to protect him. That's why he was so scared and weak all the time. That also explains why he was street smart. It's because people who live alone often learn to solve every problem by themselves, so they grow up faster than normal kids. Detail number 77. You may be wondering why the armored Titan didn't destroy all the walls if he had the power to break through one. The answer is simple. The wall that the armored Titan smashed was not the same as the other walls. It was a brick wall that humans built as a gate door, not a wall made out of Titan bodies. Detail number 78. You may have noticed that when the soldier rescued Eren and Mikasa, Eren did not have the key around his neck yet. However, the next day, when they arrived at Walrose by ship, he woke up with the key around his neck. This implies that the incident of devouring the Rice family occurred during that night, and his father must have visited him when Mikasa was asleep or away. Detail number 79. When Eren gets punched and both Mikasa and Armin calm him down, we can spot a man who resembles Eren from the future. According to a popular theory, this is actually Eren from the future who came to check if everything went according to his plan. Only Eren can see him, but he does not recognize that it is him from the future. Detail number 80. In Ymir's backstory, we learned that there are 9 Titan powers in existence, but in the last episode of the final season, Part 3, we saw a Titan that looked like a deer, the one who kidnapped Armin. This Titan power is actually the Beast Titan, but the form of the beast changes based on the person who has the power at the time. For example, Zeke's Beast Titan looks like a King Kong because Zeke liked to play with a King Kong toy when he was young. In this scene, they also showed some other Beast Titans that had different forms, such as a dragon. Detail number 81. You may not know this, but the city that the characters are fighting for is not just a fictional creation, but a replica of a real city in Germany. The city is called Nördlingen, and it is one of the few towns in Germany that still has a complete wall around it, just like in the anime. This confirms that the world of Attack on Titan, or at least the Eldian people inside the wall, are inspired by the German people in real life. Detail number 82. Do you remember the moment when Armin's life was spared by a Titan that swallowed Eren? It looked at him with curiosity, but did not attack. Why? Because Eren, from the future, was pulling the strings. He had the power to command the mindless Titans, and he chose to let Armin live, but he did not extend the same mercy to his other comrades. He had to let them die, to fuel his present self's anger. Detail number 83. Isayama's world-building in Attack on Titan goes beyond story and characters. The writing system seen in the series is also unique. While it might look like gibberish at first glance, fans discovered that it's actually a substitution cipher for the English alphabet. With a little decoding, various hidden messages and Easter eggs can be found throughout the series. Detail number 84. You might think that the series is bleak and brutal, but the author Hajime Isayama has a different perspective. He has stated that he does not see it as pessimistic, but rather as a story about people who keep moving forward even in the face of great adversity. He believes that the human spirit is stronger than any Titan, and that the characters are fighting for their freedom and their future. Detail number 85. Levi's height is the same from Season 1 till the final season. Unlike other main character who grew their height a lot if we compare to Season 1. Detail number 86. The Colossal Titan, known for its distinct skinless appearance and immense size, stands at an impressive 60 meters tall. This makes it one of the largest Titans in the series. However, 60 meters is not that tall in real life. Either the wall is also not that tall in real life, or the 2D world exaggerates the size of things to add more dramatic action. Detail number 87. Eren's Titan was usually taller than a 3-story building, but in this scene when Eren tried to push the Colossal Titan's foot, we can see that he wasn't even higher than a 2-story building. It's just a little mistake on purpose to add more dramatic action, and they can get away with it because of the 2D perspective. Detail number 88. Attack on Titan is one of the few anime that does not shy away from showcasing the brutal reality of war. Many characters, including fan favorites, meet tragic ends. Which character death hit you the hardest? Let us know down in the comments. Detail number 89. Isayama mentioned in interviews that he was heavily inspired by Game of Thrones while writing Attack on Titan. He appreciated the series' unpredictability and how it had no plot armor, which is a philosophy he embraced in his own series. He wanted to create a story where anyone could die at any moment, and where the characters had to face harsh realities and moral dilemmas. Detail number 90. The salute of the Scout Regiment stands out as an iconic part of the series. This salute, which involves a fist over the heart, symbolizes the Scouts' dedication to reclaiming their world from the Titans. Detail number 91. An intriguing detail is hidden in the opening sequence of the anime's 3rd season. Among the quick flashes of images, there's a shot of a seashell, which is a significant symbol in the series and represents Eren's dream of seeing the ocean. The seashell is also a foreshadowing of the final arc of the manga, where Eren and his friends finally reach the sea and discover the truth about their world. Detail number 92. It's so ironic when Historia said that it was not Eren's fault but his father's, who ate her entire family. She did not know that Eren was the one who told his father to do that, using his power to manipulate the past. Also, when Eren went to Marley and asked Reiner why he broke the wall and why the Titans ate his mom, he properly smiled inside when he asked this question because he is his own villain. Detail number 93. At the end of the final episode, we saw Eren and Armin on the beach talking to each other, but this beach was not a real place, but a realm between life and death. Just like the desert land of Ymir. But this time, it was Eren's version of that realm, where he could say goodbye to his best friend and explain his true feelings and motives. Detail number 94. Did you know that the idea of Attack on Titan story is not the original idea? It's inspired by a story from a religion where a lot of giant came from the sea to attack and eat human. Detail number 95. Did you know the animator animated this scene when Eren talked to Armin at the end of the story based on this meme cat from the internet? They thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. If you found any more meme in the anime, let me know in the comment down below. Detail number 96. Eren Yeager is the main character who doesn't have any luck, special talent, or cool bloodline. His father was just a normal Eldian person. And Isayama also made him not too handsome on purpose. The creator made Eren like this because he was tired of seeing the same attractive main character. who was good at everything, or came from a special bloodline in almost every anime and movie. So he thought, what if the main character is a selfish and random guy like himself who always sees the world from the bad side? That's why he had to kill off 80% or even all of humanity. If it was the usual ideal type of main character that everybody knows and loves, they would choose to protect humanity and get rid of the Titans like Zeke or their friends did.